Okay, so Jay, when was the last time you went to the theme parks?
It's been a while.
It has, right?
It's been a while.
It's been quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing some planning, and Sarah's got it all planned out. And we were looking over the new... Where we're going to eat. That's like our favorite thing to do, is picking out like, okay, cool, we're going to go here, we're going to go to DCA, and we're going to eat this. Mm-hmm. I'm a big foodie in the park, and you know this, we've been together.
Yeah.
But I love the snacks and everything like that, so Sarah was picking out what we're going to be going to at Universal Studios, and I have an observation. All of the Asian restaurants on City Walk closed before COVID and have never reopened, but new ones have opened.
New
restaurants. Yeah, so not in the place that they were in.
Yeah.
But there's not, so for example, there's one right across from, Sarah, is that across from Antojitos? Yeah. Right across from Antojitos, which is one of our favorite Mexican places on City Walk, right across. That one has not reopened. I can't remember the name. But right next to it, they literally bulldozed one and built the new the NBC Sports Bar and Grill.
Okay.
So it's not like they're saying you can't build here.
They're just not
coming back.
They're not coming back.
But that's expensive real estate.
You know, that's weird. Because I've noticed that too, especially with the whole COVID thing. I've noticed just regular restaurants in our area, and it's like our Chinese restaurants that we normally go to. They have yet to reopen.
See,
I don't know what is the driving factor behind it.
There's something to it. There has to be, because it's just weird. But anyway... Welcome to Ink and Paint. This is going to be our first non-pilot episode.
Yes.
And the cool news is I'm recording in person with Jay. Woohoo! So we're doing an in-person show, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But I want to circle back to this later because I still think that that's weird. It's expensive real estate not to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, Ink and Paint, first episode after the pilot on the Nightcap Chat Network.
Yes.
Here we go. Start with park-related news, and then we're going to end up with what we're watching. So we're calling this... Did we come up with a name for the parks one? I know the next one is called What We're Watching. But what about parks? Your theme park insiders. I don't know.
I don't know.
We will come up with something, but this is our segment where Jay and I talk about the theme parks and what's going on out there today. And there are a few interesting things. The main story, and if you follow us now, our Instagram official is... Ink underscore paint underscore paint. So you can find us on Instagram. No, Ink and Paint Show. I just had to look it up. Ink underscore paint underscore show on Instagram. But just look us up. You'll find it. We follow Nightcap Chat and Blade and Lance and everybody, so you can find us there. So,
and of course, you can also find us on Facebook too.
On Facebook, that's the other one, and those are now officially set up and good to go. So we're going to keep on posting stories that happen when they happen, and then Jay and I will touch on them on the show. Yes. So, like for example, there's a huge story this week in park-related news that hits me on a personal note. Jay.
I know exactly where you're going on this one.
Is it because we're literally in the Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit shrine?
Yeah, exactly.
As we record? Yeah, so right now Jay and I are in my Roger Rabbit, which is more like a Jessica Rabbit shrine. It's got toys and stuff like that and a lot of posters. So Roger Rabbit is on my top 5 favorite movies of all time. And if you ask me what my favorite Disney film is, if you include that into the list, which you should, it was Touchstone. It is by a landslide. My favorite Disney film. But... If you were going to go more traditional, I think I'd have to say Emperor's New Groove.
That's what I was going to go ahead and say. Yeah. I thought that was yours.
But if you can consider this. But anyway, the reason why it's important is my love and obsession with Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit is huge. Mm-hmm. And in Toontown, they have brought out the new super woke change of theming to the ride. And the ride is called Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, and you know where this one is.
Yes.
And you know, I actually love this ride, not only just because it's Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. I love it because it has a Fast Pass in Toontown. It's the only ride in Toontown that has a Fast Pass.
Yes.
So back in the day when Fast Passes did exist, you could very easily walk up there, get a Fast Pass, and go get a churro, and then come right back. I like the location. It's got a cool Roger Rabbit fountain in front of it. It's just a cool spot.
What did you say that would be the only reason you would walk into Toontown?
Mm-hmm.
I would too.
Yeah, the only other times that we ever end up in Toontown, and there's nothing wrong with Toontown.
No, not at all.
It's a super cute. It's just literally meant for kids under the age of 8.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. It's more mall themed rides, not themed, but like, smaller little roller coasters and
A lot of picture opportunities too.
photo op crazy.
Yes.
The only time that we ever go over there, or did when we were serious annual pass holders, is when there was an event back there, or we were trying to get pictures with all of the characters in their new costumes. So, like, for example, in Halloween, Minnie's dress is one of the cutest. I think it's my favorite. This would be a great list to ask Sarah about, because she loves them all. I think it's my favorite Minnie Mouse off-spin dress. Not her classic one, but her Halloween one. It's orange and black, and it's, like, got the frills on the bottom, and she wears the hat, and she kind of matches Mickey, but Mickey wears, like, a tux that's got the orange and black. So, the only time we ever go back there... Well, sorry, I just got off on a sidetrack on that. The only time I ever go to Toontown is to go see them or to go to the Roger Rabbit ride. It's out of the way. It's in the back corner. I never have any need to go over there. Is that what you agree?
I agree. I think it really, for me, as far as I would go, other than to see Roger Rabbit, as far as that area of the park, just to go ahead and torture my daughter for It's a Small World.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because once you pass It's a Small World, you have that theater, which used to be the Disney's Mickey's Magical Map, which was back there. Then there's the train that goes over your head, and then you are at Toontown, which has the Roger Rabbit ride, which is, if you've never done it before, it's you sit in Benny the Cab, and it's a 2-person with a steering wheel, and you can turn the steering wheel and the car spins. It's a classic Disney dark ride.
Yes.
Not high speed. It's got, I think the height requirement on it is whatever my ankle is. It's meant for little kids. It's a fun one. But I just like that it had a fast pass system, and it was a Roger Rabbit themed. I loved going on that ride. Also, that is my second favorite queue in all of the theme parks that I've gone to.
That's what I was going to actually ask you, because there is so much there.
There is.
There's so much going on that you're just focused on.
Sometimes I get really annoyed when the line is moving too fast, because I wanted to look through the hole, because there's peek holes and stuff. There's news articles and crap that you can read. I agree. I love that queue.
How many times do you knock on the windows?
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, exactly. There's interactive windows and all of that crap. It's a lot of fun. I really dig that ride. But anyway, back to the point is, if you remember the original version of the ride, or up until very recently, Jessica was very screen accurate, and she was tied up and kidnapped. At one point, she's in the trunk of a car, and then the next one, she's standing there, and she's got to be 5-6 feet tall. The character is huge, and she's tied up, and she is incredibly screen accurate. I am so jealous of that. What I would do to have that in this room.
How fantastic would that be?
Oh my God, that's like $1 million item, because it's iconic and it's massive and it's huge. Maybe not $1 million. You could buy stormtroopers for cheaper, but like, that would be great. Like a tall version of that statue right there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. But anyway, she was there, and the ride was, you would go around her and you saw her twice. Well, I'll just be the guy that says it. The woke mania today of making everything, changing stuff from whatever, they have taken Jessica Rabbit out of the ride in that position, and have changed the entire storyline of the ride now. Because now she is in a yellow trench coat and a detective's hat, and she is now an accomplice or a trainee with Eddie Valiant.
Yes.
So, I have a lot of opinions on this. First of all, I hate the idea of changing just that portion of the ride.
Correct. I agree with you.
If you're going to alter it, then change the entire thing. Update it. Don't make it Benny the Cab anymore. Make it, you got to keep Benny, but like change the process or whatever. They went and they changed one part. The part that was, women were being tied up. First of all, that's what she did to Roger in the film, and it's hilarious. You have to be able to get over some of this nonsense, right?
Right.
There's nothing there. Jessica Rabbit is one of the greatest characters of all time, and if you female characters or any character, but the idea that you had to change this ride annoys me deeply. They did the same thing last year with Pirates of the Caribbean. The lady, this is more than a year ago. This was multiple years ago. What's her name? The wench in red is now the lady in red, and now it's kind of like she runs the section. You don't really know. She's on the corner. Yeah. But it's no longer that. So this ultra sensitive side of Disney has been very clear that they're trying to neutralize everything, and I think it's stupid. If you want to see a video of it, go to our Instagram and Facebook. I have posted an interview of it, and it's actually wildly popular. Most people in the comments say it's a freaking joke that they're doing it, and I agree.
And I totally agree with you on that. When we had talked about, or when you had shown me the picture, I looked at it, I'm like, this is just, it's hard to look at because you don't recognize it. And I hate that. Roger Rabbit is one of those movies, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of those movies that is so recognizable, especially for our age group. But for them to go ahead and change that, it's disturbing to look at because it's not accurate.
No, and it's not even remotely close to what she looked like. I'm not going to be like just the stereotypical horny guy thinking that she was hot. It is what got my attention when I was a kid. I'm like, oh my God, she's so pretty. You know, she's got huge boobs. And, as a kid, I was like, oh man. Now you see her as a totally different thing. She's like a pinup icon and whatever. But putting her in the outfit, I'll be very honest. I don't mind the idea if they were going to do a sequel or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was going to be a detective. I do not care. I think the only way to do it would be prequel, origin story, or spin-off. I think that's the only way you could make a Roger Rabbit thing work today.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I almost feel like with this, with the change, it kind of goes along the same thing as in Star Wars. What Disney, when they took ownership of Star Wars, the whole Slave Leia thing, they killed that. You can't find figures, nothing. So I almost feel like that's kind of tied in a little bit. They're kind of their thinking. So I don't want to say I was surprised by this. I am, however, disappointed by this.
That's an awesome answer. That's a good opinion to have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not really surprised by anything that they do anymore. I could go on another whole rant about this. One of the things, and I will keep it short. One of the things, no, I won't. This is not the show for that. But anyway, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't be surprised about Disney doing more and more of this type of thing, which does include rewriting original stories. So they just have been recasting Snow White, and of course, she doesn't look like the cartoon character, and I'm okay with them doing that. I know some people really hate it. If you're going to stick to the original one, you've seen that they're boring, And
they are.
Changing them up is okay with me. I do not care. I will give the perfect example. I was pretty pumped to see the origin story of Cruella, and I didn't want to see it, but it was great. So I like the idea of sort of altering or tweaking.
Yes.
I am okay with that. You know what? I'm not such a freaking OG, fan that you can't do it. Guess what? If you really can only watch the original Snow White, you do not have to watch the new one. And they're not changing the old one. It's still there. So sometimes I'm like, that's stupid, and I won't be a part of it. That's about as far as I care. I don't care. They've had 4 remakes on TV that I have not even touched because I just think they look stupid.
Yeah, me too.
Like Turner and Hooch. I love the movie. They have the sequel one, or it's the prequel, and it's got Josh from Drake and Josh on there. And I thought the trailer was cute. I would absolutely watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it. It would be the same thing. Change something else. Make a weird spinoff or sequel. If I don't care, I'm not going to watch it. It doesn't hurt me. I don't care.
I think we should go ahead and do this as a topic for a future show.
Okay. This would be fun. Because not only do I have... Yes. I'll just end it there. I do that too much. So anyway, currently right now, if you go see the Roger Rabbit ride in Disneyland, California, the ride has changed. And Jessica Rabbit is now in a yellow trench coat as a detective with Eddie Valiant.
And please, if you guys go ahead and do that, let us know what you think. Is it cool? Is it not?
Let us know what you think.
Exactly.
Regardless, put it on the comments on our show or Nightcap Chat.
Or Nightcap Chat, exactly.
So that's exactly right. I just want to hear what other people think. Now, I come from a place of a Roger Rabbit fan and a avid theme park guy. So changing the ride to me is negative on both ways because it was fine the way that it was, and you're screwing with my timeline. Other people might just be like, who cares? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it is what it is. I know a lot of people said that about Pirates of the Caribbean. They said they did not notice that the wench was now the lady in red. Because, she wasn't a huge focal part. I mean, she was a cute part of the original ride, and now she's got, dialogue, and it just kind of blends in. I think it's dumb and a huge waste of money and time, but whatever. It's not my thing. I don't care. I don't go on that ride much anyway. So I will say there's one that I'm okay with them fixing. Okay. This is crazy. So if you went on Jungle Cruise before last year, there are multiple goofy, weird things about white explorers over in Africa or wherever the hell they are, right?
Right.
And the people are depicted very hyperbole and kind of weird. The one that they just changed was before there was a totem, like a totem pole. And it was the view of people stepping on top of each other to get to the top, right? Mm-hmm. And all of the bottom people are the natives there. It's the top, like, 2 people that are white. So it's like, okay, so it looks bad. So people are saying, why change that ride? I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with changing that ride.
Yeah.
Because that makes white people look like, oh, we'll step on anybody to get to the top. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know other people are saying the opposite. They still agree and they think, oh, well, that's oppression and blah, blah, blah. Like, It kind of is. So that's the one that I'm like, ugh, okay, yeah, we can change that. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Anyway, that's our theme park roundup right now. There is a couple of new things. There is a new food item currently in Batu, the Black Spire. And Jay, I have a little picture of it up right now. And so I personally, we can get into a whole different topic on this, but this is called the Dubak Chili Noodles, and they are made of pappardelle noodles with chili sauce, ginger ground pork with Brussels sprout leaves, and red cabbage. There's a picture of it on our Instagram, and that was debuted this week. I love new food items in the
How
park.
fantastic does that look, by the way?
It looks absolutely amazing. The chili powder
Wow.
on there, I mean... We're zooming in and playing with it. Look at the noodles. They look great. And being that that's ginger ground pork. So that's a new food item in Batu. And I'm just going to spin this right off into a discussion.
Let's do it.
I love theme park food. It's literally, I would say, easily 80% of the reason why I go. Not necessarily because I have to have this one particular meal. I love the atmosphere and doing it.
Yes.
It's so much fun to go get a churro over here or a Dole Whip or whatever. It's the experience. I think it's fantastic. The food in Batu, you have not gone yet, have you?
I have not
So
gone
you guys
yet.
want to know what hurts my soul? Is the fact that Jay, the biggest Star Wars fan I know, hasn't been to Galaxy's Edge yet. It's insane to me. You almost went, and then COVID. Exactly. So, it sucks to do it, have it, but Jay, you should be there. You should have been, you should know.
Yeah.
So I'll just say the food there is fantastic. I do really enjoy the food, including the drinks at Maz. It's not Maz. Oh, I keep calling it Maz. It's the Cantina bar. And I think they've done a really good job with the food. Adding new items like this, I think, is crucial because so many people that go a lot, annual pass holders, they want this. The second you give them something new, they will go pay that $15 for a freaking entree for one person in a second just so that they can say they've tried it.
Right.
Because there's so many regulars in the LA one. I love it when they change up menu items, especially in the most popular part of the park, which is Batu.
I agree with you. I was going to go ahead and ask you, though, do you have certain restaurants that you have to go to every time you're there?
I love that you asked me that question. I absolutely have that. So I'll just go real fast. Yeah, it's not even a thing. First of all, if we are just walking around, no matter what, every single time we stop at the Cozy Cone in Cars Land.
Yes.
And we get either an ice cream or they have a great breakfast one and a chorizo one. So that's a snack you walk around, you eat the cone is a bread bowl. It's great. But my favorite, and this would be on my favorite all-time top 5 meals of all time, outside of the parks included, is Award Wieners, which is the hot dog shop in DCA.
Yeah.
They have a portobello mushroom vegan, and I'm not vegan, but I love portobello mushrooms. It's a portobello mushroom dog, and it's the big chunks of the portobellos, which are very meaty and hearty, right?
Right.
Oh my God, Jay, it's so freaking good. It is so incredibly good. The one thing that bums me out is that they don't serve it with fries. They serve it with a bag of Lay's chips. And I don't like Lay's chips, just plain ones. It's Sarah's favorite food of all time, so she has no problem taking it.
Yeah.
I just want fries. Give me greasy fries, just like you were at, like a boardwalk or something like that. Fries and hot dogs is great.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I don't like about that area, but that is my favorite. I always stop at those places. Do you have one?
You know, we do tend to eat at the same places, but kind of like going back to the Jungle Cruise, it's like we have to hit the Jungle Cruise because we all get pickles. So there's things like that.
That's an awesome locals one because the line for the Jungle Cruise starts in what looks like a shop. It's kind of like they have crates of shit, down there.
Yeah.
And pickles is what we get.
Yeah.
That and the mangoes. They have mangoes too, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's mangoes and pickles. And the pickle thing as a kid, I would have been like, you're nuts getting pickles on a theme park. But you're right. There's something awesome about that.
Yeah.
That area's got a lot of good food right now. Now they have a place that serves kebabs, like small kebabs, and they are absolutely fantastic.
Because they have the bread bowl
Overpriced.
place
Yes!
there too.
Yep.
That place is another good place to eat
And
at.
it's right next to where you get your freaking Dole Whips. That area is like food central. Nuts. So, all right. Well, I kind of feel like our theme park stuff went off the rails because of me telling stories. But there you go. Just two theme park stories. Then just our opinions on where to go. Do not get me started on theme park bathrooms because I have very strong opinions on those, and we'll have to talk about those later.
Nice.
But that's our theme park wrap-up news story right now. And we have the next section. Jay, you lead us into this, which is called What We've Been Watching. Insert sound effect, what we're watching. Something like that.
Nice.
That great. Okay. So, Jay.
Just sitting here watching Steve.
Yeah, I know. This is the weird part about doing this live is he's giving me funny faces when I do something weird. He's like, are you going to keep talking about this? Also, it's helping the show. All right, so Jay,
So, what we've been watching. I got to tell you that one of the big things that I've actually been watching, and it started off not by choice because I had no inkling to watch it. Other than seeing the trailer and how beautiful it was, I was not interested in the movie. And I'm talking about Encanto.
Right.
So with Encanto, I have to tell you, because I do have younger kids at the house, that it is now playing at the house almost all the time. So I can't help but have seen it probably a good 20 times altogether. I don't just sit there and watch it, but as I'm doing things, I'll pick up things. So I know what the movie's about. I have to tell you, I love the music. Love the music. If anyone has been, following, where the charts are, you don't talk about Bruno. That is the song. I absolutely love that song. You can't help but like it. It is so catchy. It's just a great song. So I was just blown away by the music in general. So I enjoyed the movie more than I thought I was going to.
So right now we have special guests. We have Jay's daughter who is here and my wife Sarah who is here. So Athena, say hello.
Hi.
And Sarah is here.
Hello.
And we are all very big Disney Plus people. And I will tell you, this has never been on my radar at all. I saw the trailers and I just thought it looked horrible. So I never watched it. Mm-hmm. So we've actually been talking about you this week because you told me this.
Yeah.
Who were we just talking about? With Bonnie?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you like the music. Mm-hmm. But is the movie good? What? I don't understand. I have not watched it.
The movie's good. The story, I think, could have been a little bit better. But I can tell you that the story was very creative. And I think telling a fresh story and being how creative they were and how the music tied in was very enjoyable to watch.
Athena, you've seen it then probably 100 times, right? Because of the boys around all the time, right?
I've only ever seen bits and pieces of it and heard some of the songs.
What's your opinion? The song's catchy? Are you walking around singing them all day?
I honestly like the first song. I don't know what the name of it is, but I think it's...
Is it like the introduction song?
Yeah.
Where she's introducing her family, which is so creative that... I found out by watching a little extra stuff that they actually looked at Beauty and the Beast and how Beauty and the Beast in the very beginning of the movie, they introduced their characters all in that very first song. So they loved how that took place. So that's what they went ahead and did with Encanto, which is brilliant. Not only there are so many people in this family of characters that is in this movie, it is very hard to go ahead at sometimes and remember who is who, unless you watch it as much as you
guys do, right?
How they tied this in was just fantastic. You knew exactly who the person was. You knew exactly what was going on with them.
Their powers, do they explain that too?
They explain all of that.
That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I like that because then you can immediately go into the story. You don't need preface or background. Sometimes there's too much. Do you call this a preamble? Yeah, just the stuff at the beginning. So yeah, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. It's just not my huge note. Obviously, this was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is now. He just must be on the Disney page chat book, right? Because he's just working with them nonstop. But are you interested?
Yeah, Encanto? I would see it only because of the hype. And everyone says the music is great.
So, the hype is what I'm talking about, word of mouth.
Yes.
And so far, I've heard you say the music and the movie could be worked, but you were ready to go see it anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know.
guess we'll, you know,
Everyone says the colors are pretty and the music is really good.
So when you said that, I immediately think of Coco, because Coco,
Yeah.
I think, is one of the prettiest movies that's ever come out.
And I agree with that. And I almost feel almost it's very comparable as far as the animation and stuff goes.
Yeah.
I almost feel, though, in a way that Disney is actually going towards more of that type of animation anyway, but it's very, very similar when you watch it.
All right.
I mean, the story has nothing to do about each other, but just the feeling
Right.
is there.
Well, it's interesting. Also, we'll tag back. Sarah showed it to me the other day, and now I see it a lot. In the theme park world, they're at Disney World and in Disneyland. And in Disneyland, it's in DCA. And I think she's in Hollywood Studios, right? Where you showed me that video?
Who?
Of Encanto Girl, whatever her name is.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea where she is. But she
don't
looks
know.
exactly like the character.
I know where she is in California. This is just based on my thing over there. They always have this sort of Hispanic heritage area, and they kind of do that whole thing.
Yeah.
So she's over there right now, and she looks just like the freaking movie.
It's like identical.
Yeah, it's creepy. So if you're in the area and you want to go see, what's her name?
You know what? I'm going.
Maribel, something like that, right?
Yeah, I'm going totally blank right now.
Well, if you want to go see her, she is in DCA right now, and her character is
Mirabelle.
okay.
Maribel.
I'll tell you, really, the only character that I think really makes that movie. Yes, the Maribel, if that was her name, she's fantastic. I love where she is in the movie as far as the character and what she brings to the table. But you will absolutely love. Why am I going blank?
The guy?
Yeah, I just said it.
Bruno?
Bruno. You will absolutely love Bruno.
That's what I hear,
He
too.
is
Really?
He's
Yeah.
very all about his heart. I mean, without giving away the movie, I mean, we can talk about this later, but I mean, you'll fall in love with this guy. I mean, he brings so much.
John,
Oh my God, John Leguizamo?
I always thought this when the trailer came out. He looks exactly like the live version of Hector from Coco, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Oh my God, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like Hector. He's such a long face.
Fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh wait, here we go. Hold on. Yeah. No, that's not it.
No, but either way,
Whatever.
okay. So we'll have to check that. I will watch it now. Even if the music is good, I am not a huge Lin-Manuel Miranda fan, except for I really liked Mary Poppins sequel.
Yes.
Which was, I think, was that my second favorite movie of the year? It was my second favorite movie of the year. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I know he did the music with that too. So I like him for that. I don't know any of the other ones that he's done, really. That's not true. Did he help with Moana? He just did the one.
He wrote the music for it.
Did he? Or was
Yes.
that your,
I mean,
your
You're
boy,
Welcome
Jermaine, whatever his name is?
No, You're Welcome is the most like Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, yeah,
thing
you're
I've
right.
ever
No,
seen.
you're totally right.
Well, and he also wrote the song for Force Awakens for the Cantina scene.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so he has his hands in everything.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So anyway, I'll give that a shot. But in the Disney Plus world, there are some other things going on, and I'm going to jump in right now because you're one episode behind us.
I am one episode behind.
Now, you have had an incredibly busy week.
Yes.
So, if for anyone that knows, Jay is here in person in Arizona after quickly deciding to drive 26 hours from Chicago to Arizona. And so Jay is here for that. So he had no time to watch it. But you did miss the new episode of The Book of Boba Fett. So now we are 3 episodes in, and I want to clarify some stuff. Can you bring it up on IMDb? Okay. I listened to our old show that we did, our pilot,
Yes.
and I have to clarify some things because things change rapidly on IMDb, especially with Disney. Our first episode, we listed the directors of episodes 1 through 5.
Okay.
We got them all wrong. They're all wrong. So that's not because I made it up. IMDb changes their list all the time. So you guessed or you hoped that George Lucas would come and direct the ending episodes.
Right.
That is not going to happen. They now have announced. But the order is all mixed up. So at first it looked like it was going to be Robert Rodriguez. Then it was going to be Dave Filoni directing episode 2. And then it was supposed to be Jon Favreau 3. That's what it said on IMDb. Now it's episode 1 was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and episode 3 was directed by Robert Rodriguez. And so that's a change from what we read originally. So just as a clarification, when we record these, I'm just going off of what is currently listed on IMDb, which does change because they are fed off of what the studios feed them. So if a studio tells them that this is the lead, blah, 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 or it's confirmed in an interview, IMDb will update it. Okay, so at the time, Sarah, what do you have for directors as far as the show goes? Now, is there...
First one is Robert Rodriguez. 2 is, her name is Steph Green.
No, I did mention her because what I
Steph
read but for her was that she was co-directing with Dave Filoni. So Dave Filoni was still listed as director before, and now he's just removed. He's not listed as the director.
Oh, okay.
3 is Robert Rodriguez. 4 is Bryce Dallas Howard.
Which we did still say was episode 4 before as well. So that one could still be right.
5 is this guy, Kevin Tancha. I don't know how to say it.
Yep, we talked about it.
And then the rest aren't listed yet.
Okay, well then never mind. I'll correct it. We still don't know who's directing the last 2 episodes. So you could still be right on. But they do keep changing this list. So right now, Jon Favreau is not even listed. But before he was listed for 2. He was listed for 2. So I don't know what they're doing. It could be the last 2 episodes are directed by Jon Favreau. And maybe that's why they're changing it up.
Especially, that's what I was going to say. If it was listed, he'll be in there somewhere. It'll float around somewhere in there.
Yeah, so I imagine he will show up, but if they haven't announced him, I would assume that he's going to be the one. He's directed some really important episodes of Mandalorian before, and he's great. Yes. Obviously, the director and creator of Iron Man, so he knows what he's doing. So in the last 2 episodes, we have had some big changes. We have noticed now, up to date, I have loved episode 1 a lot. And episode 2, I loved a lot. And episode 3, I thought was really weird. And the story was good, but there's a scene that has been made a meme. And it is, I would say, without hesitation, I thought it was cringeworthy.
Really?
Yeah. So now, you haven't seen it yet, but I'll just tell you, it is a chase sequence between... Okay. Is it Boba Fett? Is it him? And then those people on the little scooters? Is it Boba Fett being chased? Or chasing? Oh, it's your girl. I think it's your girl. And she's... Whatever. But it's in downtown Tatooine chase scene.
Okay.
And they're on these brightly colored... What look like Vespa? Like hover things. Which is exactly what Robert Rodriguez does, is he adds weirdo crap that feels like it's from a different genre. So now, right when we were watching it, Sarah and I looked at each other and I told her, I was like, this feels like Back to the Future. Now it's everywhere that people are saying it's just Back to the Future. It
has quite a low rating on IMDb too.
What's its rating?
6.6.
I told you, it's going to be the lowest rated episode yet. It's going to be the lowest episode of anything Star Wars yet, I think. It was a bizarro episode, and that chase scene was just cringeworthy. Like, what is going on?
You know, for you to go ahead and say that you loved 1, you loved 2, and 3 was a little bit of a disappointment. For you to love 1 from Robert Rodriguez, and for it to do a total 360,
this is my point.
What is going on?
It's like he tried something new, I think.
I think that's what he was going for.
Tried to get a little edgy in an art style, and it just didn't...
I don't think it worked. So that's a weird thing is I'm not your super OG fan. You are. Mm-hmm. So I like it when they do things that are new and different. But Disney doesn't like it because if it's too different, it doesn't work. Which is why they fired Phil Lord and Chris Miller from Spider-Verse. Right. Literally the 24 hours before they were listed as directors. They fire people a lot because they can't get in line. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You know, I can't help but think, what is really brightly colored on Tatooine? I can't think of anything.
Okay, so just so
anything.
Well, also, people are complaining that the tone that they put on all of the shots of him in Tatooine are cool tones. And Tatooine is supposed to be super hot. And if you watch the old ones, they're all warm tones. And it completely changes the whole thing. If you look at it side by side, it does look like a cool planet. Like, it doesn't look like a super hot 2 suns you're boiling on it. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, they changed that too. And I think that's a big misstep. Because I honestly didn't even realize they were on Tatooine. It doesn't look like it at all.
Yeah, it's weird as hell. It's very weird.
I'm still gonna watch it.
No, you obviously
I gotta watch it.
No, you have to, and you'd be dumb if you didn't, because then you're gonna see sort of what can potentially happen with a very loose casting, and it kind of makes to me it kind of makes me feel like maybe Kathleen Kennedy is right on some things, like firing these people. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't work in that world, then don't do it. So, for example, I think that firing Phil Lord and Chris Miller from making Solo, biggest mistake in Star Wars history, and it probably tanked, I think, a lot of their projections in the future, because they would have made a really, really good movie. Really, really good. But they said they improv too much, and they didn't like the sort of organic nature. you have to do it in a character and a storyline that you can do that with. Just like Guardians of the Galaxy, you can make these weirdo characters do bizarre shit and say stupid things.
Correct.
Because no one cares. If you're going to do an origin story of someone as unique and goofy as Han Solo, that's where it would have worked. Because he was young and goofy, he still is funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have worked perfectly. So firing them, though, because they didn't fit the mold, huge mistake, and Solo just looks like everything else, and it's not good. In my opinion, it's watchable, but not great. It makes you think, like, is the Star Wars world the one where you can't change the formula? Because if people are complaining about the tones being different, then you're literally talking about editing and cinematography. You can't even film it in a unique way.
Right.
Sarah,
Yes.
thoughts? Do you think Star Wars you can deviate from the normal sort of thing?
Some of it works, some of it doesn't. I mean, I think it depends on how you deviate. If you completely ruin the entire tone, then that's kind of on you. I'm trying to find the picture.
Well,
How fantastic is your mug, by the way? I just noticed that.
yeah, I told you we're in the shrine. Sarah's got a Jessica Rabbit mug right now. Well, it just makes me think maybe there's something to it.
Yeah.
If you change it up too much, it looks dumb. In this one, all of a sudden, you'll see it. There are scooters that look like the bright red and black and yellow Vespas. It makes no sense. It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look like Star Wars.
So we've been talking about this one for a really long time. I'll just move on to the next one then. This was actually posted again on our Instagram. You can go check it out, and Facebook. But the next Pixar movie is Turning Heads. And that is Turning Red, which is where the girl turns into a giant red panda. You've seen that trailer? Yeah. So here's the little bit of controversy. As per expected, it is going straight to Disney Plus.
Yes.
Now, so far, the last 3 Pixar films have gone straight to Disney Plus. And the weirdest thing about it is, and everyone is pissed that it's not just going to straight to Disney Plus, it's going there for free. You don't even have to pay the $20 rental fee. Why is it that Pixar movies are the 3 that come in with no rental fee? I had to pay $20 to watch Cruella. I had to pay $20 to watch...
Mulan you had to pay for, too.
At first, and
We
it
didn't pay
failed
for it,
horribly because nobody cared. No one cared. So if you keep it to these mainstream films, I think it's doable. Why put it on there just for free?
See, and that's the thing, because at some point, would you say that Disney Plus, I mean, really, for everybody, would you guys say that Disney Plus is if you're going to go ahead, we kind of talked about this, last time around.
It's the one we could not really get rid of.
Yeah.
Because when you have a Boba Fett show and then you have a Marvel show that we always watch, I just can't get rid of it. And it's still cheaper than Hulu.
Yeah.
And you can pull them together. They're owned by the same company. But I watch this more.
So Disney's basically, I mean,
they've got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They got you. So I don't know. I'm trying to, once they go ahead, Disney does something on Disney Plus, whether they're charging for a movie or not, I'm trying to figure out exactly what path they're following.
Yeah.
And there is nothing out there that says that they're going one way or another. It's all over the place.
So I'm going to read you some quotes here because they actually got Pixar staff to comment on it anonymously. And one of them is a very harsh one. It says, some of the Pixar staff said, "It's safe to say that we're all feeling extremely disappointed. Until today, we thought Turning Red would be our return to the big screen, and everyone in the studio was excited about it, this film in particular. It's quite a low blow." Now, a lot of people there that they interviewed said similar things, but there were a couple that had this kind of opinion. Another direct quote was, "It sucks, but I get it. With Omicron infection so high, I haven't heard anyone say the decision to pivot to streaming is wrong." That, I think, is a very telling statement because it's not wrong. You more stuff to stay at home is not wrong. It's what everybody wants now. Right. What did people do in the past 2 years? They built up their home entertainment systems. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because they were spending so much time at home. We did. Every single person I know did. Yeah. So they want more stuff right away. So I can see them being bummed out that their theaters aren't packed with their new movies. But it makes... That guy, I think, has a point. Anyway, what do you think? Do you like... I have a weird... I don't know.
And I'm kind of on the same page as you. I'm not quite sure where to go on this. I think I'll really make a decision once I see the movie. If it's that fantastic where the reviews are just crazy,
then
Disney, they
screwed up.
Yeah, they dropped the ball. They missed an opportunity there.
Now, I don't want to offend anybody, or I'm just going to give you my opinion.
Yeah.
I have never been less interested in a Pixar movie of all time. I think this looks like the worst plot line. The animation, I think, looks very cutesy, but not as good as Luca, which is, it looks like they kind of have that same, like, round mouth thing. And I just think it looks like the dumbest story ever, and I would not have seen it in the theaters. The fact that it is going to be on for free, I will now watch, just because I can say I'm up to date and I've seen every Pixar movie.
Oh.
But I would never. I think that the marketing for this was horrible and the trailer was bad. Sarah, excited about this or what?
I'm not excited, but I would like to see it. I've seen every Pixar movie, but also I feel like it's a little girly for you. I think it looks more of like a chick flick. I don't think it looks like something you can relate to.
I can't relate to things. I can relate.
She likes boy bands. She turns into a panda. I read Panda. You can't relate to that?
You're right. And you can, though, because you're a girl?
I love red pandas.
See, the division in this world, Jay, is we can't relate to a girl that turns into a...
It just looks like a little girly for you.
Would you consider Inside Out girly? No. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Sarah, you're uninvited from the future of the show. No. She was hoping I would say that. I love Pixar. I think that they are fantastic. Based on the trailers, I thought this looked dumb as hell, and I didn't want anything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I have been wrong multiple times based on trailers, but I believe I was wrong, Sarah. Didn't I get Inside Out wrong? Didn't I say it looked stupid? And then you and Lila saw it earlier, and you were like, you're going to lose your mind.
I didn't think it looked stupid. You just weren't super interested in it. And then we saw it, and then I told you how excited I was for you to see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
And Paddington. We thought Paddington
Oh my god,
terrible.
that's a really good one, but that's not Disney. But I thought Paddington looked like the dumbest thing ever, and now I think it's genuinely one of the top 5 best movies that's come out in the past 5-10 years. It's fantastic. Both
and
of them.
Minions. You had a strong stance on Minions.
I had a strong stance on Minions as well. I still don't think it's a good movie. It's just goofy as hell, and I don't mind it.
Funny.
Yeah. But now I'm actually excited for the new Minions. So anyway. All right, well, Jay, I think we're all caught up. Right?
I think we are.
All right, so here we go. This will be the second episode in a row. I'm pretty sure Nightcap's got some stuff under up their sleeve, and they'll be coming in, out with more material soon.
Yes.
We had to crowbar this one in. The next episode you hear from us, Sarah and I will have gone to Universal Studios for a 3 days now, because we're planning a 3-day trip to Universal Studios and Hollywood with our annual passes, which we are now letting lapse. We will not be renewing them. So it'll be sort of our swan song.
This is the last trip before it expires.
Yep, so we will be there and enjoying everything. There's nothing new at the parks right now, but we will be posting videos on the social medias, with an apostrophe S, social media, because we are getting dangerously close to Nintendo Land opening.
Yes.
Which I think is going to...
When does that open?
We do not know.
Okay.
They have not said, and it's kind of all over the map.
So when I wear my Yoshi shirt.
Yeah, oh my god. And I will just tell you, I think that Nintendo Land in LA will break them. As much as people thought that Harry Potter was the thing, I think that they will sell out of tickets at Universal Studios for a calendar year with just people wanting to go to Nintendo Land. I mean a freaking Tuesday in September. It'll be gone. Next week, one of the most dead weeks in vacation history, which is the 2nd and 3rd week of January, guarantee you they would sell out every day. That group of people out there wants to see Nintendo stuff, and I think that park is going to kill. I think it's going to kill. And all those people are just aching for something, and it already exists in Japan. So you can go to Mario Land in Japan. As a matter of fact, it's on our Instagram right now. I posted a really cool picture of their toad walking around. He's huge. He's
so
this
wide.
giant toad. It's freaking hilarious. So go follow us there, but that's where we will be coming up. We have some good stuff coming. So, Jay, thanks for joining us. Athena, thank you for joining us. She's waving. Great for radio. Sarah, thanks for joining us. They're here.
Sure.
And you'll hear from us again in a few weeks. But I've been Steve. Oh.
And what about Bob?
Oh, my. We have a huge... Oh, my God. For any people stayed for the end, we're almost at an hour. If they have, this is the post-credits teaser.
This is a post-credits teaser.
We just got, thanks to Blade's connections and everybody at Nightcap and our stellar reputation.
Oh my god. This is where I leave.
Dude, every episode, we have a special interview with a very high-level Disney executive. And I'll just end it with what Jay just said.
Yes.
Jay, the segment is going to be called...
What about Bob?
So make sure you subscribe, because you will not believe how incredible this interview is. It's going to be great. So anyway, I've been Steve.
And I'm Jay.
And be greater. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
All right. Bye, everybody.